Ever since the day Eve convinced Adam to take a bite of the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge, we've been going down the path of progress. Knowledge and progress have gone hand in hand since the start of time. And as time has gone on, our progress has moved us closer to a full removal from the natural order into this artificial, scientific, rational world we live in now. You know, we've been talking a lot about progress and the progressive mindset in our talks, but I don't think we've really talked about what progress itself means. When I say progress, I mean in the broad sense of humans gaining more of an understanding of the world around us. Progress is the belief that we can just pursue knowledge in an attempt to end all the suffering of the people around the world. Progress is the removal of the divine to be replaced with their rational science. Much like the snake in the Garden of Eden, it tells us to trust our own decision making, that over God. But don't be confused, Mikey. They don't mean the individual to make decisions. They would never trust you enough for that. If you listen to them when they talk about people, how many times have you heard the progressives say things like humans are garbage or people are idiots? They hate what we are. So they only have a trust in people when it's a collective, especially if the collective is made up of college educated people to correct our normal human behavior in a way that they see best fit. They created this society we live in and are finding out that the world they've created, humans don't fit into it. I'm sure they'll come up with some sort of rational solution that they have no idea the negative consequences, just like always. They've just always done that. Then we will again be in the same boat we are in now, where they blame it on the way we are as humans, and they'll have another solution to fix it. It's a vicious cycle, and it never ends. So now that we know what the progressive is, what are we? We are the opposite of the progressive. We are traditionalist. We know that we are not and should not be in control of the world around us. We have a faith in a higher power that directs everything that happens in our lives. We know that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't know why that is. Remember, we have faith in the natural order, and if it happens, there's a reason for it. And if we don't understand it, that's okay too. As the great Greek philosopher Socrates wisely stated, I know that I know nothing. And that is so true. The amount of information in the world, it's infinite. And the progressives have only scratched the surface. And no matter how much more they learn, they'll never come to any closer to a full understanding of the universe. So, Bud, how do we know what is right for us as a people? Think back to our previous talk about might being right. If we look into the world from a Darwin perspective, we can see the proper way of the world. Over the last billion years of generation after generation of animals have brought us to here. Every single function of your body and mind was slowly sculpted through evolution. Every emotion we feel to every move we make have been carefully created to make us best suited for the environment. Remember, this affects every single aspect of our lives, every single thought we have. The idea that people who have only been around for less than 100,000 years know better than God's natural process of natural selection that again started over a billion years ago is just plain ridiculous. Will progress ever end? It's really a great question, and I don't know when it will happen. But I do know that at some point in time it will. It just has to. Nature will have a correction. We have become so separated from the natural world that it is inevitable for our system to crash. We can just look at the history of human civilization. The more traditional societies ruled over by monarchs easily last over 1,000 years, while these countries whose utopian systems, who are supposedly proven by science, like the Soviet Union, can't make it to 100. There's a reason that the traditional societies stay. It's because they were built around human nature. And without human nature as the core block to any society, it will collapse. And they always collapse. Now, Mikey, I know what you're thinking. We can't just scrap all of this and turn back time. And that's very true. We can't. There's no way to shut off the electricity and running water and go hunt for our own food. That'd be crazy. Much like a drug, we are addicted to the conveniences of the world we live in now. And we know no other way. We can't just drop everything and go and be Amish. But we can turn back progress. And we can do it in the same way that it got here. By small baby steps, slowly peeling away at the rationality of modernity. There's no need to be so gullible to science. It is nothing but a false god, nearing levels of superstition. A great first step would be to return to traditional gender roles, or having pride in your heritage, to strive to be strong, to embrace traditional religion. Remember, you have to be a man in the world, not of it.